Hey everyone, welcome to Reality TV News Update, the place where you never miss a moment from your favorite shows. It's a day of celebration for a Survivor star and a Big Brother alum. Mike Holloway from Survivor Worlds Apart and Meg Maley from Big Brother 17 just adopted a baby. Living in answered prayer. Welcome to the family, baby Anthony, our aunt. Meg captioned her new Instagram post. Already, her post has been flooded with support from their reality TV family. As a reminder, Mike won Survivor 30. Meg finished in 8th place on BB17, a season that also featured winner Steve Moses, Vanessa Russo, Austin Madelson, and the Nolan twins. The couple got married in September 2021. They have now welcomed a new member into their family. Mike Holloway and Meg Maley adopt a baby. Early on, Mike and I felt called to adoption. Our journey has been a winding road, and through it all, one thing has remained true. God is faithful. We know Aunt has always been written in our story, Meg wrote on Instagram. After that, Meg thanked all of her backers and talked about the birth parents. We are honored to know Ant's birth parents, and because of them, he enters this world surrounded by so much love. We are proud to be a part of Ant's team together, and will always tell their story. Thank you to those who believed alongside us. Our hearts are overfull, the Big Brother alum noted. Many Survivor alums congratulated the couple. Congratulations on Anthony's birth. You both will be amazing, loving parents. Anthony is so lucky, wrote two-time Survivor winner Sandra Diaz-Twine. Congratulations, noted Survivor alum Adam Klein. This is amazing, congrats, posted Jerome Cooney from Survivor and Spotlight. Meg and Mike were also greeted with kind words from numerous Big Brother alums. Well done, you will both be wonderful parents. Janelle Pierzina, a Big Brother legend, wrote, "What a lucky kid. This is incredible. Congratulations," posted BB21 runner-up Holly Allen. OMG, congrats to you both, celebrated Brittany Haynes from Big Brother and the Traitors. Below is the post Meg shared featuring pictures of the happy trio. There are a few adorable pictures of the newborn, including one with her new mother and another with her new father. More news from Survivor and Big Brother. There may have been a secret alliance before Survivor 50. It brings a novel twist to the upcoming season. On Survivor 50, Mike White also revealed a significant weight loss. He also had to leave Ponderosa early, though he admitted he had a hand in that decision. Everything we know about Big Brother 28 is listed here. The new season hits CBS this summer. The call came just after sunrise. When Cody Nixon entered the kitchen, still half awake and rubbing his eyes, Jessica had barely taken a sip of her coffee. She was sitting in a different way, too still, too quiet than usual. Jessica was never quiet unless something mattered. She said softly, "Cody." He stopped. The kind of pause that lasts just long enough to feel significant occurred. She turned the small white stick toward him. 2 lines. For a second, Cody didn't react, not because he didn't understand, but because he did. His mind, usually so steady and tactical from his Big Brother and Survivor days, seemed to short-circuit. "Wait," he said, blinking. "Wait, really?" Jessica nodded, her eyes already shining. "Really?" And just like that, the game changed again. Jessica and Cody had always been one of the most unlikely love stories on reality television for fans. They met in the pressure cooker of Big Brother, where alliances crumble overnight and trust is a rare currency. They weren't supposed to last, but they did. From The Amazing Race to Cody's victory on Survivor, they built a life that looked less like a reality show and more like something grounded, real, tested, enduring. They were also about to add a new chapter at this point. "Are you okay?" Jessica asked, laughing nervously as Cody sat down across from her, still staring at the test like it might disappear. He exhaled and ran his hair through his hair as he said, I've jumped from airplanes. I've won Survivor. In a strange way, this is the most intense time of my life." Jessica smiled. "Same." There was a beat. Then Cody leaned forward, softening his voice. "We're having a baby." Not a question, a realization. Jessica nodded, and this time neither of them tried to hold back the emotion. The news stayed between them for a few days, tucked away like a secret too special to share just yet. Jessica noticed things differently. The house is quiet, Cody's stare at her when he thought she wasn't paying attention, and the rhythm of their routines. He was already changing, more cautious, more present. One morning, she caught him Googling how to be a good dad on his phone. She didn't say a word. She just smiled. The process of telling their family was its own production. Jessica insisted on making it memorable. She said, "We've done reality TV. We can handle a little reveal." So they planned a small gathering. Nothing extravagant, merely close family, a backyard, and a straightforward setup. When everyone arrived, Jessica handed out small gift boxes. Inside each one was a tiny pair of baby shoes. It took a moment, then another. Then the realization hit all at once. Screams, tears, laughter. "Oh my God," her mom cried, pulling her into a hug. Cody stood back for a moment, watching it unfold. He wasn't the loudest in the room, never had been, but the smile on his face said everything. This was his victory. Of course, the fans couldn't be kept in the dark forever. Jessica posted the announcement a week later, a soft, sunlit photo of the two of them standing side by side, her hand resting gently on her stomach, Cody's arm around her. The caption was easy to read. "Our greatest adventure begins." The feedback poured in within minutes. Big Brother alumni, Survivor castaways, amazing race teams, messages poured from every corner of reality TV. "We knew it! Best duo ever! Future comp beast incoming! Cody's about to run a toddler boot camp!" Even Julie Chen commented, "From house guests to parents, congratulations!" As the weeks passed, the excitement settled into something deeper. Reality. Jessica navigated the early days with a mix of joy and exhaustion, while Cody approached it like he had every challenge before it, with focus and determination. He read parenting books like strategy guides. He compiled lists. He prepped the house like it was a survival shelter. One afternoon, Jessica chuckled. "Cody, we're having a baby, not preparing for the apocalypse." He shook his head. Same set of skills. One evening, they sat together on the couch, the world quiet around them. "Do you ever consider how bizarre this is?" Jessica inquired. "How so?" "We met on a show where people lie for a living. Then you went and won Survivor."
The morning light slipped through the curtains as Jessica Graff stood quietly in the bathroom, holding a small white test in her hand. Her heart was beating faster than it ever had during any competition show, and that was saying something. She had faced eliminations, alliances, betrayals, and millions of viewers watching her every move, but nothing compared to this moment. 2 lines in pink. She stared at them again just to be sure. Her breath caught somewhere between disbelief and joy. This was real. This was happening. Jessica walked out into the hallway and toward the kitchen where Cody Nixon was making himself a cup of coffee. He looked like the same calm, steady, and focused man who had overcome all odds to win Survivor. "Cody?" she whispered. He turned immediately, sensing something different in her voice. Jessica did not say anything right away. She simply handed him the test. He looked at it, then looked at her, then back at it again. Cody Nixon was completely speechless for a brief moment. In the end, he asked, "Is this real?" With her eyes filled with emotion, Jessica nodded. Yes. In an effort to process everything, he took a deep breath and ran his hand through his hair. The soldier, the competitor, and the winner of Survivor were now confronted with a situation that was greater than any obstacle he had ever faced. "We are having a baby," he said quietly. Jessica cried but smiled. "Yes, we are." He stepped closer and pulled her into a hug, holding her tighter than ever before. Neither of them rushed the moment. They simply stood there, letting the reality settle in. Their lives had always been a series of unexpected turns. They met in the unpredictable world of Big Brother, where trust was fragile and emotions ran high. What started as an unlikely connection had grown into something strong and lasting. They traveled the world together, competed side by side, and built a life beyond reality television. They were now entering a completely new environment. Jessica moved through her routine with a quiet excitement, noticing every small detail in a new way. The house felt different. The future felt closer. The following days felt like a beautiful secret. Cody changed too, in subtle ways. He checked on her more often. He asked if she needed anything, even when she insisted she was fine. One night, Jessica found him scrolling through parenting articles, his expression serious, as if preparing for another high-stakes competition. She smiled to herself, but said nothing. When it came time to tell their families, Jessica wanted it to be special. She planned a simple gathering, nothing extravagant, just the people who mattered most. As everyone settled in, Jessica handed out small boxes wrapped neatly with soft ribbon. There was laughter, curiosity, and then, one by one, the boxes were opened. Inside each box was a tiny pair of baby shoes. For a moment, there was silence as the realization slowly spread across the room. Then came the reactions. Joyful cries, laughter, tears, and warm embraces filled the air. Her mother exclaimed, "Oh my God!" wrapping her arms around Jessica. Cody stood nearby, watching it all unfold. His expression softened in a way that few had ever seen before. This was not about winning or proving anything. This was something deeper. Later that night, when everything quieted down, Jessica and Cody sat together, reflecting on the day. "That went better than I imagined," Jessica said. Cody grinned. "Yeah, it did." He looked at her for a moment, then spoke with a calm certainty. "We are ready for this." When she heard those words, Jessica felt more secure. She believed him. When they finally shared the news with the world, the response was immediate and overwhelming. Fans from Big Brother, Survivor, and beyond flooded their social media with messages of love and excitement. Friends from past seasons reached out with congratulations and support. Jessica posted a photo of them standing together, her hand gently resting on her stomach, Cody beside her, strong and steady. The caption was simple but meaningful. "Our greatest adventure begins." Jessica went through the early stages of her pregnancy with a mix of excitement and adjustment in the weeks that followed. Some days were easy, while others required patience and rest. Cody approached everything with determination. He approached preparation as if it were a mission, planning, organizing the house, and learning as much as he could about becoming a father. Jessica chuckled as she observed him meticulously and focusedly putting together a crib one afternoon. "You know it does not have to be perfect," she teased. He gave a slight smile as he looked up. "It does if I'm doing it." She shook her head, amused but grateful. Even though they had planned and prepared, there were times when everything slowed down and the real world really set in. One evening, they sat together and watched the sunset, the sky being painted with soft colors. "Do you ever think about how much things have changed?" Jessica asked. Cody considered the question. "Yeah," he said, "but it all led here." He placed his hand gently over hers. "Every step,
every challenge, it brought us to this moment. Jessica leaned into him, feeling a deep sense of peace. The first ultrasound appointment was a moment they would never forget. The room was quiet, filled with anticipation. Jessica held Cody's hand as they waited. Then the screen came to life. A small flicker appeared, followed by a steady rhythm. A heartbeat. Jessica felt tears fill her eyes as she looked at the screen. She whispered, "That's our baby." Cody stared at it with a focused yet emotional expression. "Yeah," he said softly, "that's our baby." In that moment, everything else faded away. There were no competitions, no strategies, no audiences, just them and the life they had created. When they left the clinic, they carried more than just a photo. They carried a new understanding of what their future would be. When Jessica got back to her house, she hung the ultrasound picture where they could see it every day. It served as a subtle reminder of what was to come. Cody stood beside her, looking at it with a sense of purpose. "This is the most important thing we'll ever do," he said. Jessica nodded. "I know." Their journey had taken them through some of the most intense experiences imaginable, but nothing compared to this. This was not a game. There were no winners or losers, only love, growth, and the promise of something new. That night, as they prepared for bed, Jessica paused for a moment, taking it all in. "No alliances," she said softly, with a smile. Cody looked at her. "No competitions. No eliminations," she added. He nodded. "Just us." Jessica rested her head against his, feeling calm and certain. For the first time, their lives were not about the next move or the next challenge. They were about creating something lasting and significant. And as they turned off the lights and stepped into this new chapter together, one thing was clear. This was only the beginning.